What's going on, everybody? We're going to take a look today at Casper, Bitcoin, and the Wyckoff accumulation pattern over at the CNN Fear and Greed crypto index. See what's going on here after these volatile sell-offs in the market here. So starting this video off, taking a look at the Fear and Greed index sitting in extreme fear at 21. Back in the 20s, looks like we've been in the 20s for the last week after hitting greed last month. So if you're a contrarian, then no better times than currently where we're sitting at here for the crypto markets. This is the Fear and Greed index, similar to the CNN Fear and Greed index, but this is for the crypto markets. Let's take a look over at Bitcoin and see what we can talk about over here. So I took the high over in here from April of 21 and then took the swing low down in here, which was around 28,000. Drew some fibs on the chart and let's see where we're at in current times. So we're getting a nice healthy pullback here, and we're getting a pullback right to the 236 fib level, and it looks like we could be bouncing there obviously today, and it looks like potential support there yesterday. Now that would be normal action to see, one being a fib level, two having all of this prior traded area here, which is now could be turning into support, coupled with the 236 fib level. And you can see over in this area as well, lot of price traded there. So to see a bounce here would be normal, and it would be a good thing. If we get a undercut here, then we're heading straight down to these $28,000 levels. So we want to see this hold here, and potential nice rally to take place here. We'll have to keep an eye on this moving forward, but looks like right now we're sitting at the 236 fib level, which is nice because perhaps we'll see a rally to come here for Bitcoin. Let's take another fib look here. We'll take this high, the 20,000 high, swing over to that $3,000 low. I believe it was right around there. And you can see where this takes us, that we reached all the way up here to a full fib retracement, found resistance. What was this fib? The 2618. And you can see not much below the market until we get back down to that, looks like that $28,000 level or so, $30,000 level. So that is the concerning part, is if we undercut where we're at in recent times, it's basically a straight shot down to this $28,000 to $30,000 level, because there is a fib there. There also is a lot of support. So we'll have to see how this plays out. So far, we're getting a little bit of a bounce, finding some support, and perhaps we'll see a rally here. But keep your eye on Bitcoin. If it starts to drop, then you could be seeing quite a bit lower here for Bitcoin, at down to that $30,000, $28,000 level. All right, enough with Bitcoin. I don't pay too much attention to it, although it is a pretty big role here in the markets. Let's take a look over at Casper and what's going on. Obviously, looks like we're down once again 3.8% today. By the way, it's the 27th of April. So it looks like we're finding some support in here, which is nice. Perhaps a little bit of a double bottom coming into play. Let me get a horizontal line on the chart. Looks like we're finding some support right there, which is good, right around that 6 cent level. Correlates with this low over here. So that is a good sight to see. And like I said, if Bitcoin starts to move higher from here, it will take most, if not all, projects back to the upside with it. But once again, it is just a waiting game for Casper. We really don't want to see this low undercut. If, as I've mentioned in prior videos, if that low gets undercut, then we could be heading back down to these lows here, back down to that 5-cent level. Although nothing wrong with that. That is just what could potentially happen. Now, of course, we could stop anywhere. We could stop anywhere in between here. We don't have to head all the way for those lows, but the odds favor some kind of a test of those lows if we start to really trade back down in this area here. So for the bulls, probably not what you want to see. Unless you need to accumulate more Casper, then you would probably welcome that. Something interesting, taking a step back here. Kevin Cage had mentioned this, I guess it was a couple days ago. If you look down to the right-hand side of my screen, you'll see I have a chart pattern. That is called the Wyckoff accumulation pattern. And he had mentioned in one of his more recent videos that Casper is looking like it's sitting in a Wyckoff accumulation pattern. And potentially we are on the right-hand side here before a big break past these highs up in here. So quite interesting how these patterns, these bottom forming patterns, can take place. It definitely has a good look to it. We put in that double bottom here, bottom over here, and then we are currently, get that to stick there, we are currently working on the right hand side here before heading higher here, and then ultimately heading much higher for Casper. So go ahead and take a look at the Wyckoff accumulation pattern, take a look at Casper, and you will see the similarities in the charts. And it's hard not to get pretty excited here about this project and the chart moving forward, sending this thing well above these highs over in here. That looks like that 23 to 24 cent area, and then much higher into here, into the multi-dollar plus. So this pattern, strong pattern, great accumulation pattern. Check it out. And that's kind of what I see here with Casper. Not too much to talk about, really. We're still in a sideways range. It would be nice to see some green candles come into the market, but like I said, when Bitcoin does bearish engulfing patterns like it did yesterday, going to be hard to buck that trend. And looks like not many things did that. So keep your eye on this low where it's at now. Looks like we double bottomed for now, although we still have many hours left in the trading session. If we start to head lower, then a potential area is all the way back down to these lows. Don't think that'll happen, but if Bitcoin tanks from here, then there's a good chance that'll happen. If not lower than that, back down to that 3-cent range. But until then, this is just one, don't forget, this is just one giant accumulation pattern. So we're in a very big trading range here, and everything in between this range is just a bunch of noise. So although trends will unfold from the inside out on smaller time frames, the stepped back view, the big brother, definitely rules the house here, and this thing is still just in one giant consolidation. So have patience. If you believe in this project, then what better time to be accumulating than at these very low prices. So check out the Wyckoff accumulation pattern. Go ahead and do a search on that. Take a look at Casper, and you'll see that it looks like we are on the right-hand side here of this pattern before getting us up to these nice high levels. So let's see how this market plays out here. Looks like Bitcoin wants to bounce. That'll help all of us. And let me know down in the comments your thoughts here on Casper. Video's been a little bit of sporadic recently. Try to get back on the daily video updates here. And thanks to all the new subscribers, current subscribers. Appreciate all of you, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.